Hello, everyone. I'm the okayest bassist, and this is the BASSics Volume 35. Get my camera at the right angle. There we go. We have frequent flyer, special guest, knowledgeable professor in the ways of bass, Bully the Kid. There he be.
What's up, man? I don't know if I would say all that, but okay.
Well, I did. That's the thing. There we go.
Yeah, what's going on?
Oh, it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Yes, indeed.
Gonna be more beautiful in a couple days.
Oh, yeah, that is this week. Okay.
Yeah. I was just telling my oldest as I dropped her off at church camp. Uh, I dropped her off, and then Dot dropped the middle child off at a different one. So I was giving her crap, saying I'm gonna miss you so much. And of course she's a teenager, so she's like, whatever, I don't care. And I said, it's okay though, because I'll have Bully and Lob, and that's basically the same thing. And she just gave me a look like, I don't think you know how people work, but it'd be all right.
Yeah.
How's yourself?
Doing pretty good. A little bit under the weather.
Hmm.
I think I ate something. Didn't really agree with me, so
Gotcha.
I'll be all right.
Well, I hope so.
Yeah. So, man, the subject matter for this. What did you want to actually talk about?
So it's a thing I have read, a thing I have tried looking at lessons for, and it might just be I'm too dense to get it from words. Walking baseline. It's a thing that I'm not familiar, like not done. I had it pulled up, and I don't know where it went. Give me a moment. Hopefully, I think that just killed my. Okay, well, there's something. Hmm. Well, that didn't fix it. What happens if I turn the whole iPad? There we go. Oh, goodness. Now it's not going to stand. Okay. Well, it's not even Bully Stream, and we get some technical difficulties. So there we go. We know it's systemic. Stay.
Yeah.
Stay. 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 Okay. Don't open things on the main screen. That is the lesson we just learned. So I had all of this put together and ready, and then my iPad decided to turn off and back on. So I don't know what happened. But I have a song. I'm hoping it will let me. Okay, it went crazy for just a minute there. What just happened?
Lights out.
I literally told my iPad to open a PDF and everything went black, and that was it. Okay, so the share screen thing. This has a thing now where my iPad's supposed to be able. I can't share a screen, but I can do an image. And I keep trying to do that image of the bass line that I want. I will try this one more time, and if it doesn't work, I'll just ask you to find something, just to give an example. But there is a song we play at church that I was told would be excellent for this. Let me see if I can screenshot. It did a screenshot. There we go. Go back. Not that one. This one. Boom. Boom. Check mark.
I just want to note that none of this is my fault.
You are correct. None of this is your fault. I don't know why it wants to save it as a document. I'm back. Hello.
Hey,
I
what's
have no
the
clue if it's going to let me save. Nope, because it's not. I did a screenshot and it's not counting it as an image.
what's
This
the
is
what's the name of the song?
just a closer walk with thee.
Okay.
But for some reason, even though I just took a screenshot, that screenshot is not in my screenshot folder because that would make sense and we
Is this
can't
the
have that.
the Patsy Cline version?
I don't know. It's the version in C. I hear something.
Okay, so it sounds kind of country. Is this kind
Oh
of the
yeah.
vibe?
Yeah.
Hold on, let's.
I don't know if it's just me, but your bass is hardly making any noise. It just sounds buzzy. It could just be me though.
Sounds like a basic like blues type of riff. So it shouldn't be that complicated. It's moving in a pattern. So
CGCF CGC.
yeah, it's that pattern over and over again. But are you asking how to do transition to get there?
I'm I was told that when we do the last chorus, they want me to walk the line. And I
Mm,
know that's a Johnny Cash song, and that's about as much as I know about it.
it's good. Okay.
So
So
I've tried reading on what a walking bass line is, and the best I can figure on it is that it's chromatics through the scale.
yeah. So it is a chromatic walk up. So as you're doing the pattern, which is which is I don't have the note names, but as far as this being your root note, this here, which is a B flat, that's what I have as my root note here, and then I go to the five, alternate one to the five, and then I switch five to two. See what I'm doing?
I mean, I know like the root and fifth, like the country bouncing back and forth. I know that one. It's just I don't understand. I guess the what is the part that means it's walking.
Okay, so like a walking bass line, from a very straightforward part, it is eight chromatic notes, but not necessarily directly to each other. So, like, let's say your home note is G. Okay, in the
Okay.
line, where you would do your major scale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. It's a chromatic walk from 3 to 5, and then from 6 to 1. That's what a
Okay.
walking bass line is. So if I'm doing it, that's just using octaves. It's all the same notes, just higher pitch, lower pitch. This here is the same thing as but if you're gonna use it like that, I would use it. I would go. Do you know the major scales like as numbers?
1, 2,
Okay.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah. So if you want to do that, it's gonna be 1, 3, 5, 6, 1.
1,
Not
3, 5, 6, 1.
1, 3, 5. You just try it. And that's a walking bass line. You would do
So
that.
then you just do that same pattern from one note to the next.
Yeah. So
So if I'm doing it from C to G, it would be. Well, let me, if I can get this in frame. So it would be. You said 1, 3, 5, 6.
1, 3, 5.
No. Then to G. No.
So
1, 3.
bass note.
There's only 4. 1.
The octave, and then run it back
Oh,
down.
so the high at the end.
And then run it back down. Then back the other way.
And then to the C.
Nope.
No.
Nope. So the whole thing is repetitive. So
So you do it forward then backward? Okay.
and then that's a walking bass line. It's also a pretty good warm up for your fingers and stuff. Back to the original note.
And then you would switch, and you're just doing that based on what note you're playing.
That works too. So that's one version of it. You can take the same sounds and then move your 3 from here to here. So
So then, does it matter? So it doesn't matter what note you're playing, it's still the same number pattern. Okay. So is it going to matter if the key is minor or major? Or does it? Okay.
all patterns. It's
Okay.
all patterns. So once you have that and you understand how many steps you have until you have to land on that root note again. So like I listened to just now, just a closer walk with D, and I know it's doing the whole right.
Yeah, I'm just trying to
Hey, what's going on,
get.
Fluke? Yeah, we talking about kind of using passing notes to get to the root. So transitional notes. So yeah, walking baseline type stuff. And I gave him one pattern, but played two different flavors. It's built off of a triad, right? Then I played it here. Same thing. It's just for me, I tend to go towards this one so I can slide into each note that I'm doing because this is cool. But I want to do this.
Since I can't get technology to do what I want, I will get more technology to complicate. So this is the master sheet for the song in question.
Okay. Okay. Seems pretty straightforward.
Yeah, it's a super simple song. I
Yeah.
just don't understand
How you
until now.
okay, so you see where those long gaps are?
Yeah,
That's when you would walk chromatically up to the next note.
yeah, which is like basically the first half of every line.
Mhm.
Okay.
And you can actually play with it to walk backwards. Like if you know where the note's gonna start, you can walk down the scale to get to the note rather than always going type of deal.
Okay. I will.
Keeps it interesting, keeps it spicy. But yeah, if I was talking about doing walking bass lines like that, another little piece, uh, especially in gospel, this is gospel music, like black church stuff. So they'll be playing and it'll take off. I'm gonna slow it down.
Yeah, that looks slow.
Oh, but when they cook it, it's oh
I just like how whenever you were doing it a minute ago, it was da 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 da. Da. I'm gonna slow it down. Da 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 da. That's not how slow. That's not how
yeah,
slow
it's
works.
so well, if you understand the concept of how they're doing it, it's what you're playing is slow because they're cooking. Like they cooking, and that's normal. So if you do take it and you go slow with it, and you can mess around with the octaves. It's all the same line. Then there's inversions of it where you kind of use a box theory to get back to this. So that's a jazz inversion. Yeah. So well, I had to do it fast and play it slow.
It's usually the other way around for most folks.
Yeah. So I was like, well, how do I do that? Because I used to do like that's
Anyway,
yeah. It's once you get the practice, you get it under your fingers, it's gonna be mighty. Okay, now take it to 5 seconds. Same pattern to the 5. So you start at the 1, then you go to the 4, and then you go to the 5. 4, 1 as root notes. So as you're doing it,
so it's not one universal pattern. It's you're finding the chromatics that fit between and repeating the pattern through.
If you're overthinking it, yes, but it's the same pattern. And for the song, how the song progresses, usually in a walking bass line type set, is usually like a country or a blues type of deal. It's always going to be 1 4 5 4 1 in some iteration or another. So if you get that basic, if you get the basic of what that's supposed to sound like, then you cook. That's another one. You can change the 1 to a flat 7 and then run that line. So it yeah. So that's two different bass lines right there, but they're built off of each other, same version. Donald Dan said, I thought you have to have a 50 style bass to do a walking bass line. I can do that.
Well, that's why I grabbed this one.
Yeah, clearly
yeah.
That's 50 style.
Yeah.
It's more classical. So
this is the one I had at church today, and the musical director goes, "Oh, he brought the really weird looking one today. Oh well." And then he went and sat down at the drums. He's like, oh, okay.
Same, though.
I took the purple Ibanez with the green strings one day. I was like, "Here's the one." He goes, "No, don't." I was like, he doesn't like. I took the Dingwall. I've taken the Strandberg. I've taken Einz. Like, nothing else has he ever looked at it and been like, "Yeah, don't play that." I take the purple Geo with green strings. He's like, "We're not here to stand out. You don't need to play that." It's like, fair enough.
I mean, Book says, so at least for me, walking is a feeling more than anything about understanding what the chord tones are. What changes are. That's what I'm telling you about the 1 4 5. It's not as much a beating of pattern. It's more of a feeling. Yeah, but here's the thing, folks. Not everybody has the ability to feel like that. Some people have to be classically trained. You can't teach ear. Ear is practice. Right. So that is the homework. Making sure you don't think about it.
Oh, that won't happen. I will.
That's the homework. Like it's really just sitting there, and you're gonna get cramped. It's the new movement, so I've learned.
Well, like I thought one thing that I thought about just today, like I don't know if you've seen them, but A&P, he's put out the whatever it is, the bring your own bass line or whatever I don't remember what he's calling the series, where he puts out like the music and then people put their own bass line to it, and then he just reviews them and gives details. He's had a couple of them now.
I guess I haven't been paying attention. I got to get involved.
Floof did on the first one. It was pretty cool. And it's funny because I think twice now he's said something to people of, when you're playing, your pinky is useful. Like, because I guess there are plenty of people out there who are just only the 1 or 2 fingers. And I notice but then again, I started with and still do at church play guitar, so the pinky is 100% needed if you're doing chords anyway. So like the thing
for
like
me, I was self-taught.
Do what?
For me, I'm self-taught, so my pinky, this is just a bad habit. If you watch me play and I actually fade out and I'm like, I've gone somewhere else mentally, I don't use my pinky. I tend to slide into everything I do. This is a bad habit.
Well, when you were saying about cramps, like I don't know how, I mean, I'd have to do it for a hellaciously long time to start having that problem with me, because I use the whole hand all the time.
Yeah. So that would be true for you because you did start there. But like somebody that's watching this and they're wanting to try to learn and use it, it's better to start with it than try to relearn later on.
Then we have a comment, Tom. A great simple track for this I was learning the other day is Act Naturally by Buck Owens. It's root and fifth over the chords, then double time into 1, 3, 5, 6 arpeggios into the chorus. Or in the chorus.
1, 3, 5. Oh, okay.
And then I guess this may be a stupid question, but I'm going to ask it anyway because you don't get smarter if you don't ask stupid questions. The only stupid question is one you don't ask. Well, no, that's a dumb question because it didn't speak. So does this also work based on? Wouldn't you have to change how many you're playing based on time signature? Like if you're playing in 3/4, you wouldn't do da 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 da.
It would just be triads. Yeah, it would just be triads.
Da, 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 da.
It would just be triads. Rather, it would be the same thing. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it would just you just cut down one of the notes that's there.
Fifths, thirds, chromaticism.
Yeah.
Sure. I don't know what BCC means. That's a first.
Oh.
That's a fifth.
Oh, first.
That's
Fifth.
a third.
Then I am in no way, shape, or form a teacher, instructor, virtuoso. I just kind of know how to do a thing a little bit, and if I can help somebody else, then that's kind of that's cool. So yeah, what else do I have? Don't do that. I will leave.
That's why I didn't. I didn't.
I will leave.
I didn't do it. I just hit a few of the notes.
Yeah, I don't like it.
I was playing part of the scale.
See?
That's part of the scale.
Yeah.
They're all notes in that scale. That's how that works. Just start doing that pattern across whenever they tell me to walk a bass line. We're gonna walk it and see.
You just
Whenever I was playing, it cut any audio coming from you in the headphones, so I don't know what you said.
You determined to make me leave.
Hard enough to get you to be here, let alone if I run you off. Then it's gonna be hard to get you to come back.
Yeah. Is there? I don't know. I don't know. Is there anything else that you're kind of wondering on? Did I kind of explain it better?
Yeah, I mean, what I needed was like the example. For me personally, again, this is this stream is basically just for me to get the lesson, and hopefully it helps someone else. If not, well, tough. Like they when I play at church, which I've played like every week for a while, but the other guy who does bass said he's going to start playing in a bit. So I might not play for a while again. I don't know. But like like in the song Just a Closer Walk, at the end they're like, okay, we're going to walk it at the end. And I go, oh, okay. And I just basically played double time, and just they were like, that was okay, but that's my goal. They were like, you're supposed to walk it. And I looked at the guy who normally plays bass. I'm like,
what does that mean?
What does that mean? And he goes, well, you're playing the notes in between the notes. And I was like, so this is a C. That's a G. That's a C. There's not a string in between those. What do you?
Yeah,
there's a lot of notes between C and G.
So it's a thing with timing and chromatically walking to the group note. That's what they're talking about.
So I just find C on this.
So if you're playing,
there you go. Slide right into it.
But with more tact. Yeah, that's the general idea.
That's not me, sir. Tact is not me.
No, you sliding in on a gospel song?
Hey,
No,
there are a few. There are a few that we do that there's it's actually part of like the song though. It's not like the more
I can't.
fun.
I can't. You're already talking loud with your bass. I can't see you successfully sliding in the home. Like it's not. Are you doing that face? Yeah.
No, I don't have bass face. I have an unemotional face.
Oh, it's an emotion. It's pretty scary. I watched you like
Well, just
focus.
now. That's I'm messing with you. Like when I'm actually playing and having fun, like when Lob starts chewing on air, or when you start looking like somebody just put dough and heat urine on your upper lip. Like I don't have a face. My face goes unemotional and I just dance. That's all I do. I bounce back and forth and have fun. My face does not have fun.
I watched the MTD the test test like she played the MTD, did like a demo review, whatever. All the bass faces, every single one of them imaginable, she expressed, and I was sitting there just laughing. I was like, "She's gone, she's gone."
Having a good time.
She's
I think
full on out of it.
she said she's bringing at least one of the MTDs with her.
That'd be cool. I love to play it. Like I love to, at least record something with it.
I'll bring Eins again, of course, and then I was really hoping Gustav was going to have Albedo done, but no. There's Purple Heart
Oh, that's
in
what
it.
you done, Overlord.
Yeah.
I was like, Irons, that's a very interesting name, but
Yeah.
you know, you're
Bone
Caucasian, so it could mean something else.
bone white, like me.
Skeleton.
Same tone.
I get it. And then you said Albedo.
See,
You
look at
said
that. Blends right in. Same color.
So what was the whole thing behind Albedo? Wasn't she like she's a
Head of the Floor Guardians.
fire, like an Elvira type of deal, but you got like Rosewood.
Mm-mm. Albedo is a succubus female demon. She wears a white dress, has black hair.
Oh, I'm thinking about the other one. Okay. That's
Well, there isn't anyone who's a spider.
I mean,
You might be. You're thinking of Shaltir, who wears
Well,
black.
yeah,
She's a
okay.
vampire.
yeah.
Yeah, vampire. Oh, by the way, if you have some sort of like pop culture theme in mind that you'd like to see a bass built off of, let me know. There's a guy, if you look him up, I think on YouTube, his handle's Flame Instruments. He's built like an Elden Ring guitar. He's built Dark Souls. He's building one for me that I'm waiting until the stain gets on it so I can throw some pictures up on it. But I'll say it here. All of the black speech from the One Ring is the inlay, and it'll be the flaming eye of Sauron for the body.
Interesting.
He's
Sure.
trying to see if he can get like some glow pigment put into the stain so that when lights go out there's still a glowing eye. He's not hopeful, but he's gonna try.
That's a cool idea.
And believe it or not, he doesn't use a CNC. Everything's hand done, and it will be cheaper than Eins
Oh, okay.
by a bit.
If I was to get an anime one or any type of theme, I would do. Ugh, I don't want Dragon Ball Z.
I told him, I said, well, I've got a buddy who's looking for another bass to be made. Maybe he'll reach out to you. And he goes, okay. I said, I'll see if I can find a theme. Tell him I will not make a bass in the shape of the Millennium Falcon. I was like, okay.
I'm not into the shapes. I'm more into the color schemes.
Well, that's what I was like. I will pass that along. It's funny because you say about anime and Dragon Ball Z. I said, well, what he may need is like a regular shaped base, but Goku right here, and then just the Kamehameha all the way up the neck. Because the one I don't remember if it was I think it was the Dark Souls when he made the fretboard out of like an epoxy composite,
Okay.
and he had LEDs underneath. So when you and he made one for some metal group, and like put their
So
logo in it.
you can turn the LEDs off and on and stuff.
And it was like a blue epoxy fingerboard that he made. So you turned it on and the whole thing glowed like the giant sword. Like he makes some cool looking stuff.
So in that vein, I create my own Bootsy Collins base. It just being a star. It would basically just it already exists. I just want to change the code and throw a whole bunch of LEDs in it.
Find you something in like anime that has a star that looks like it and be like this.
Oh, it would be. I know what it'd be. It'd be Brooke from One Piece, the skeleton, the singing skeleton thing. It's that.
I've never watched. I've thought about starting to watch that show, but I like free time, and it has like 8 billion episodes. So
yeah. Well, I started watching it during the pandemic when we didn't have anything else to do. So I was like, well, I got a kid. I got to change diapers. Let's go ahead and just put our head down and run.
I think I was at my in-laws at one point, and my brother and sister-in-law, and I think we watched like the first 3 episodes, and I was like, I could see how people like this show. And then I looked like how many episodes does it have, and at the time it was like 800. And I was like, no. It's like when I watched Naruto Shippuden. I found a list of what is canon and what is filler. Never watched any filler. No, it's not. It doesn't exist. Don't care. Not watching it. It's like all of Dragon Ball GT. Doesn't exist. Never happened. But yeah, I'll message me the thing you said about skeleton guy from One Piece. I'll send it to him. See, he'll come up with something crazy.
Yeah, it's that's a cool idea. Is there anything else I can help you with? I gotta go cook.
I don't think so.
All right. Well, thank you for having me on. Let me know if I can help you with anything else, or if you just want to just talk bass. It's cool with me.
Yeah, we can always
I think
hang out.
My bass hangs back again pretty soon, so we'll at least
you
have
did
that.
your test the other day. My phone went off. I don't get alerts at work when I get texts, emails, but for some reason YouTube apparently is important enough to send a notification to me while I'm at work. So that goes off, and I was like, "What happened?" And I look, and it was your hang you were testing. So that's when I hopped in. I was like, "Hi, I'm at work. Bye," and then I left.
Yeah.
No, whenever you're doing them,
I have to figure out. I might have to use Restream or something. We'll see. I don't know. It worked out.
It's easy
okay.
and it's not expensive. And Black Friday, they usually do a sale where it's like half price, and the year you usually get if you sign up normally for a year, you pay for 10 months, you get 2 free. And then when they did Black Friday this last time, it was half price of that. So if you wait a few months,
we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I'm planning on doing a bass hang while we're at the house. I think that'll be cool.
And what do you need me to bring anything like a mic or anything?
No, I can do most of my stuff with I got a lapel, and I'll probably go directly in and use YouTube again. So be all right. Or I could just bring a mic, whatever.
Well, that's what I meant. I didn't know if I know you use a Focusrite. I didn't know if you had like a 2i2, a 4i4, or
what you had. Yeah. Yeah, I got the 2i Studio. I think.
Let's say I have two XLR mics. I have 2 XLR mics if you want me to bring them, if you're wanting to do something with everybody who's already there, rather than us trying to have to go in different rooms to cancel out noise feed. So just let me know.
All right, we'll do.
Let's say I'm driving, so I'll have a bunch of stuff. I'm gonna try to outdo Sono from Bass House.
Well, I won't have to bring a bass cab. I won't have to bring much. I don't feel like.
Well, you could just you have that new GK. You could just all fit in a suitcase all of your Fender stuff back there, and just I'll take it home with me and have a big boy rig. It'll be nice. Better than my 50 right there. That's my whole rig right there.
Hey, listen, we used that at NAMM maybe 3 years ago. That thing sounds pretty good. Like, it's the Crush 25 or is it Crush 50 or what?
That's a 50. I'll bring it. I'll bring
Yeah.
it and the positive grid, so we have at least a couple. So okay, you have
All right.
fun and go do stuff, and
All right.
bye bye.
See you.
Okay, so that's what we had there. I want to go through the comments real quick here. Ozzy did his last show. Yep, saw about that. Ringo Starr's birthday is tomorrow. Cool. I swear to God, that's the prettiest bass I've ever seen. If you mean this one, then thank you. Lignum Art out of Croatia did it. I believe this model, they redid it for me because it was based off of one of their other models. But I had the inlay done, of course, and then headless, and then changed the shape a bit. But it is, I believe they call the model name New Winter, so it's not old, and it's the last season of the year when it's cold. So you can check with them. Prices are typically in about the 2K range, depending on shipping where you are. If you're closer to them, then you won't have to pay near as much as we do to get it to the States. I have no clue what the next one's going to cost because it's going to be import, and last time it cost me like $100 to pay the taxes, and now I don't know what it's going to cost. It might be stupid. Anyway, then yeah, they have some sweet rigs. I don't know who you mean, Charles, but I'm sure they do. Really cool stuff. Unless you mean Flame. Flame has cool stuff. Flame Instruments. Look him up. He's really nice. I don't know how to pronounce his name. I think it's Carell, but I could be wrong. Yeah, that one hopefully is done next month. Hopefully I receive it. I should receive the other Lignum this month, is what Gustav has said. So we'll see. Before any of this ends, it shows there's still a few people watching. Does anyone want to throw something in the comments about what we would like to have covered topic-wise on the next BASSics? Like I said, this one was one I wanted to know what a walking bass line was. I've looked it up, and all I could find was it's a series of notes in the scale, which to me means, okay, I could do 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, but that doesn't sound very good. And then I thought, okay, maybe it's 1, 2, 4, 5, and that didn't sound awful. But then Bully says it's 1, 3, 1, 3, 5, 6. Oops, looked like that clipped a little bit. So if anyone has any topics they would like to have covered, or if there is a YouTuber, bass tuber out there you would like me to see if I can get, I was able to get Bully. Took a couple weeks, but we were able to coordinate that out. A lot of the other folks in like the Bully verse, we have had do stuff before. I have a list somewhere. I know I do have a list. It's in my pictures. I don't see my pictures. Let's see here. Can I do that image? Share. Photo library. Oh, is it gonna work? Let's see. Maybe. I don't know if it's sharing that image right now or not. Photo library. This one. Share. Maybe two. Nope. Nope. Okay. Well, it won't share. I do have a few others. If Floof's still here, I know at some point they had said they were going to try to do something about like teaching the scales, as well as things like sight reading, and I think learning how to read sheet music and tabs. So that one might happen still. If there's a topic or subject you would like covered, you can put it in the comments after the video is posted live, or you can put it in the comments while I'm live. Either way, I would be happy to have ideas of what you would like covered. I'm not opposed to, like Bully said, of doing something that's basically just a hang. I have no problem doing that either. I like just sitting and talking. I like to talk, and I'm really good at just talking, not so much a bass. So I would have no problem with doing something where I'm just sitting and hanging out. But if there are subjects that could be covered, or if there's a particular person you would like to see cover it, please let me know. I will do what I can to get that done. I know that when he can do it, Johnny Dibble is going to come back on at some point, and he's going to talk to us about pedals, building boards, making selections on the pedals, purchasing, selling, mixing, all that kind of stuff with a pedal and pedal board. So that ought to be fun. In the past, we've had folks like Chris Volpini, who's worked for string manufacturing companies, telling us about strings, how they're constructed, what they can do, what to look for different things. So any type of subject you would be interested in learning about would be awesome. And if not, then if I can get anybody to hang out, then we'll just hang out. And if I can't get anybody and there isn't a subject, I'll come up with something to talk about. It might be a repeat of stuff before if I've learned anything new. And if I haven't learned anything new and I just forgot that I covered it, I may cover it again, and you can tune in or not. Either way, it's not like I plan to make any money off of this. Now, what I do need to do, however, I mentioned it last week, we were super close to 200 subscribers. Check that. We are at 191 subscribers. Once we hit 200, I will do a bass giveaway. I have a couple of basses that I've considered selling, but rather than selling them, they're not like super high-end basses. They're not anything super fancy. They're just things that I have that I like, that I chose to hang on to. But they are both 4-string, and I much prefer a 5. So I figured, hey, I'll hang on to 2 things, give someone an option. At 200 subs, I'm going to do that giveaway. In the description, there's also the thing I remembered last week that I haven't added the Patreon link, so I put the Patreon there. Y'all know how Patreon works. If you want to go on there, if you have the financial ability and you want to go on there and give me money for some reason, you can do it. I don't know why you would, but you can. Anyone who watches Johnny Dibble's In the Pocket podcast will already be familiar with how it works. Based on the tier, determines how much of a likelihood of a prize you have. If you're on the top tier, then you have better chances. If you're on the bottom tier, then there's not a chance, I don't think. I think the lowest one is just, hey, here, I want to give you $1 a month because it'll help you do stuff. The money that goes into the Patreon will just go into the channel to buy stuff, to review, whether that's different strings. I have recently found there are a lot of other companies beyond D'Addario and Labella who make tape wounds. So I would be interested in trying different ones of those. So the money would go into things like that. And then if it's spent on something like strings that obviously can't be given away as a prize, then those are times that I would use a different prize of something I already have. I'll be done in a minute. Okay, good job. Good job. Anyway, sorry. So the giveaways would also, like, if I use that money to purchase a pedal, then the pedal will be given away. If somehow there's enough that comes in and I have enough to be able to do a bass, then that bass will be given away. This one that I'm talking about right now, this bass giveaway is not linked to the Patreon. This is going to just be a 200 subscriber celebration. At the point we hit 200 subscribers, I will have on the next BASSics a section where I'll mention it at the beginning of the BASSics if I remember. And basically anyone who puts in a comment during the live will be entered. And then I will wait 1 week. Anyone who puts a comment in the comments of the live after it posts, not during the live, will also get a chance. So like Charles is out there right now. If Charles has a comment during the live and puts a comment after it posts, that would be 2 entries. I will go through and get all of those names, put them in a list, and then just use a random number generator from 1 to however many there are, and whatever it lands on is who will win. And then I will find a way to contact that person. Hopefully I have a way to do it through YouTube. Otherwise it'll be that next week on BASSics that I do a call out of, hey, does anyone know how to contact, in this case example, Charles? I'd be like, hey, Charles, you out there? And if Charles goes, yeah, I'm here, I'm gonna go, okay, cool. Need to find a way to contact you because you won the bass, and then we would coordinate getting it shipped and all that fun stuff. Do have comments from Charles, that's why I keep picking on him. Let's see, you should do a mini lesson. Each episode teach a song, or teach a bit of theory, or teach a bit of history, or teach modes. Put up pictures of helpful music charts that people can screenshot. I have a man versus nature section where you show short clips of people wrestling various animals. See, I can't even get this whole iPad situation to let me show a picture. I don't think I can do video clips. I would end up having to invest in like an actual computer, not my iPad. But mini lesson, each episode teaching a song or teaching a bit of theory. Those are things that I try to do like a full lesson on. History, haven't thought about that. I'll definitely keep that down. See if anyone's interested in that. Teach a bit of theory. My amount of theory is enough to fill a thimble and have enough room left over for your thumb. But I can always try and see what I can learn and then regurgitate what I've researched. Modes. I know a mode is some sort of list of notes. That's as much as I know. So I would have to learn those things to teach them. But I do like the idea of like just a simple riff of a song. That'd be pretty easy. There are a few that I do know. Like, I mean, you can do something like Gorillaz Feel Good Inc. It's the same notes repeated forward, backward, the whole song, except for one little interlude right before they go into the first chorus. So, yeah, that could work. I'm gonna actually, Charles, because that's such a fabulous idea. Songs, licks, and songs, licks, and history. I just sent that in a chat, so I will remember to copy it so that I can put that in the list for things to cover in the future if I can't get a lesson person, teacher thing. So, okay. So I appreciate everyone who's still stuck once Bully left. I understand he's the main attraction there. That's why I put his name in the title, because he was going to be here. Hopefully bass hangs, like he said. Hopefully those start up again soon. Plans to do one. It's been hinted at and mentioned. I don't think anything in explicit detail. So the 8th through the 11th, Bully, Lobster, and I will all be hanging out together in Nashville. At an undisclosed location, and at that point I think Bully's going to try to do a hang. I have a collab to do with Lob, and then that video should come out like a week or so after. I left myself a gap in the video schedule to make sure to get that out. Might not be the best quality, but then again, nothing I release ever is, so shouldn't be too surprising. But there we go. Plenty of content left to come out. I do the one video a week that's uploaded. Those were all made months ago. I still have a few to make, but except for the collab with Lob while we're at the interim Nashville bass house, there won't be anything else that I have to record for a few months. And then depending on subscribers and Patreon and all that, might be a big change coming by the time next year rolls around, but we will see. But since there haven't been any new comments, and since the watch count has stayed pretty well solid, And we've been live for 56 minutes. I am going to go ahead and sign out. So, as always, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day.